It finally happened. After months of silence, rumors, and speculation, Apple has just unveiled the brand new M5 powered iPad Pro. And this time, it's not just another upgrade. This is a turning point, the kind of leap that quietly reshapes what we think a tablet can be. For years, the iPad Pro has been a showcase of Apple's best engineering. A sleek, futuristic slab that somehow keeps getting thinner while packing desktop-class power. But the M5 iPad Pro isn't about looks. It's about what happens beneath the surface. It's about performance, intelligence, and the beginning of a new era of on-device AI. Apple didn't chase a radical redesign this year. The aluminum body, the impossibly slim frame, the minimal aesthetic, all of that stays the same. Because, frankly, it didn't need to change. What Apple did instead was pour everything into what you can't see: the heart, the mind, and the brain of this device. At its core lies the new M5 chip, a silicon masterpiece built on the latest 3nm plus process. 10 CPU cores, 10 GPU cores, a neural engine that's faster and smarter than anything we've ever seen in an iPad. The numbers tell part of the story: 10% faster in single-core performance, 15% faster in multi-core. But the real story isn't about numbers. It's about intelligence. This chip was designed for a world powered by AI. Every operation, every frame, every tap feels instant. The neural engine is 3.5 times faster than before. It doesn't just react, it learns. It understands what you're doing and helps you do it better. When you edit a photo, it adjusts exposure in real time. When you write notes, it summarizes automatically. When you translate text, it happens instantly, all offline, without ever touching the cloud. That's the magic of local AI. Apple has built a system where intelligence doesn't live somewhere on a distant server. It lives inside your device. Private, secure, fast. It's not just about making things smarter. It's about making them yours. And for professionals, that means freedom. Freedom from internet dependency, from lag, from compromise. Whether you're a filmmaker color grading footage, a designer working in 3D, or a student running complex simulations, the M5 iPad Pro feels like it's anticipating your next move. But it's not just the brains that got better. The brawn did too. The M5 GPU introduces next-generation shader cores with up to 30% faster graphics rendering. Add third-generation hardware-accelerated ray tracing, and you get realism that was once impossible on a tablet. Shadows, reflections, and lighting now look almost cinematic. It's console-grade power in your hands. Imagine playing full-scale games like Resident Evil Village or No Man's Sky, and getting frame stability and fluidity that rival a desktop. That's the promise of M5 graphics. A portable device that doesn't compromise on immersion. And then there's memory. Apple finally listened. The base models, 256 and 512 gigabytes, now ship with 12 gigabytes of unified memory. Higher tiers keep their 16. It's the kind of upgrade that changes how you multitask. Running multiple 4K video streams? No lag. Editing raw photos while exporting the background? Seamless. Switching between apps in Stage Manager? Instant. The new memory bandwidth, 153 gigabytes per second, keeps everything flowing. Combined with iPadOS 20x's refined multitasking, it feels like juggling a desktop-class workflow on something thinner than a notebook. Storage speeds are faster too, up to twice the read and write performance. Professionals working with massive ProRes files or 3D assets can now rely on the iPad Pro as a standalone workstation. No external SSDs, no compromises, just plug in and go. And speaking of connectivity, Apple quietly made one of its boldest moves yet. The new C1X modem and N1 networking chip are now fully in-house. No more reliance on Qualcomm. The result? Up to 50% faster 5G data and 30% better power efficiency. Faster uploads, smoother streaming, stronger signal, all while using less battery. The N1 chip also brings Wi-Fi 7 and Bluetooth 6. That's not just future-proofing. It's a statement. Wi-Fi 7 delivers ultra-low latency and blazing speeds, ideal for high-resolution streaming, cloud gaming, and creative collaboration. And for smart home users, the addition of Thread protocol support turns the iPad into a hub, controlling lights, locks, and sensors in milliseconds. Charging got smarter too. Thunderbolt 4 remains, but with improved fast charging. You can now go from 0 to 50% in just over half an hour with a high-watt adapter. Battery health management in iPadOS 26 has also been fine-tuned. The iPad learns your usage habits and adjusts charging accordingly, preserving battery longevity for years. When connected to an external display, it outputs full 4K at 120 Hz with adaptive sync. That means smoother visuals, zero tearing, and flawless rendering whether you're gaming, editing, or animating. It turns the iPad Pro into a full creative workstation when paired with the Apple Studio Display XDR. The camera system? Refined, not replaced. A single 12-megapixel ultra-wide front camera with center stage for perfect framing. On the back, improved image processing powered by the M5's faster ISP. Sharper HDR photos, smoother 4K videos, better stabilization, even in low light. It's not a photography revolution, but it's smarter, cleaner, and more professional. And then we reach the display. The tandem OLED Ultra Retina XDR panel remains, but it's brighter, more precise, and more immersive. Peak HDR brightness is higher, contrast is sharper, and colors are calibrated to perfection. Designers and editors will notice it instantly. What you see on this display now matches your MacBook Pro or iPhone 17 Pro Max exactly. The optional nanotexture glass cuts reflections dramatically, letting creators work in bright studios without glare. And with promotions variable refresh rate scaling down to 1 Hz for still content, battery life stretches further than ever. It's easily the best display on any tablet, and arguably one of the best displays in the world, period. Audio hasn't been ignored either. The quad-speaker setup has been re-engineered to deliver deeper bass and wider spatial sound. Microphones now match Apple's studio-grade arrays, making this device perfect for podcasting, recording, or professional video calls. And for artists, the new Apple Pencil 3 changes everything again. It magnetically attaches, charges instantly, and introduces squeeze gestures, haptic feedback, and Find My integration. Latency is nearly zero. Drawing feels like real paper. Under iPadOS 26, new AI-driven creative tools take it even further. Real-time background removal, content-aware fill, smart notes summarization, and offline translation. It's subtle innovation, but powerful. The kind that doesn't scream for attention, but quietly transforms how you work every day. And despite all that power, the design hasn't changed much. It didn't need to. The same ultra-thin aerospace-grade aluminum chassis, precision-machined edges, and near-weightless feel remain. Available in space black and silver, built entirely from recycled rare earth materials. It's still one of the most beautiful pieces of hardware on Earth, and now, one of the most capable. Battery life remains stellar, 10 to 12 hours of real-world use, but with smarter power management thanks to the M5's new controller. Efficiency meets endurance. All these upgrades together make the M5 iPad Pro not just a faster iPad, but a more intelligent one. It's no longer about being the best tablet. It's about being the most complete, future-ready mobile computer Apple has ever built. The vision is clear now. Apple isn't treating the iPad as a sidekick to the Mac. It's part of a unified ecosystem, where the iPad, the Mac, and the Vision Pro work together, seamlessly sharing data, tasks, and processing power. A world where your creative flow moves from your desk to your lap, to your headset without interruption. For professionals, this means liberation. Photographers can shoot, edit, and publish HDR content entirely on the go. Video creators can grade and render 4K ProRes files on set. Musicians can record, mix, and master without ever touching a computer. Students can simulate, calculate, and visualize with AI help in real time. And for everyday users, it means speed, smoothness, and simplicity. Apps open before you finish touching them. Tasks feel lighter. The system feels alive. If you've been holding on to an M1 or M2 iPad Pro, this jump will feel massive. Even M3 and M4 users will notice sharper performance, faster multitasking, and AI tools that change how you interact with your device. Apple hasn't reinvented the shape of the iPad, but it's reinvented what that shape can do. This is not just another generation. It's a declaration. The M5 iPad Pro is Apple's statement of intent, a glimpse into a future where every device is intelligent, adaptive, and seamlessly integrated. A future where your tablet isn't just powerful, it's perceptive. And that's what makes it so exciting. Apple didn't chase gimmicks or redesigns. It built something smarter, something that learns you, something that feels almost alive. So, is the M5 iPad Pro worth it? If you care about creativity, productivity, and the future of computing, yes, absolutely. It's the most complete iPad Pro ever made. It's not just faster, it's wiser. Not just thinner, more capable. It's a product designed for the next decade, not just the next year. Apple has proven again that evolution can be more powerful than revolution, that perfection doesn't need to be loud to be transformative. The M5 iPad Pro is the quiet revolution, the device that silently defines what's next. And if you've made it this far, the world of tech just shifted again. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to subscribe, share this video, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Because the next generation of technology isn't just coming, it's already here. And this, the M5 iPad Pro, is where it begins.